Hi, everybody. This is Gwen Gray Schwartz. I'm chair of the Tenure Promotion and Continuation Committee this year. And the committee is going to give you a few basic tips about filling out the self-evaluation. In this time where we can't get together to do info sessions, we thought maybe some live action shots of us talking to you might be fun and hopefully useful. Hope you enjoy.
Hi, my name is Hans Tridico, and I'm here to teach you how to be an excellent teacher. Step 1, good posture. Step 2, write large. Step 3, project your voice so that the people in the back of the room can hear you. Step 4, make eye contact. Step 5, make sure that all students turn off all technology in the classroom. Wait, we're going to be teaching online? For the rest of the semester? I don't know how to be a great teacher. Wait, did you hear that secret? The people on TPCC can't tell you how to be a good teacher. Well, we know what works for us, but we don't know what works for you. And that's where your reflection comes in. Tell us what works for you. Tell us your goals for the class. Tell us what you want the students to learn. Tell us what worked. Tell us what didn't work. Tell us how you're going to get better. The word we use is continuous improvement. Always be trying to figure out how you can get better. That's what we ask. Tell us how it's going to go. Tell us how it went. Tell us your plan. Continuous improvement and reflection. Once you find the key to universal teaching excellence, let me know. I could use it. In the meantime, reflect and continuously improve. Good luck.
As you get ready to fill out the professional development section of the annual faculty evaluation form, please remember at the outset that the emphasis should be on professional development as a teacher, first and foremost. So for example, if you attended a number of specific conferences in the past year at which you learned about interesting new pedagogical techniques that you want to try in your future classes, give us a brief yet specific write-up about what those techniques are and specifically how you would like to leverage them in your classes, rather than simply telling us that you learned something new at a conference that you may want to use in future classes. By the same token, if you created new courses outside of the area of expertise, tell us a little bit about why you think these courses contribute to your professional development and how they contribute to it. So in short, your professional development write-up should help TPCC adequately understand and appreciate your ongoing professional development endeavors. The bottom line, in other words, is that context for and substance of your professional development activities are absolutely critical.
Scholarly activity can mean an awful lot of different things and different things to different people. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. According to the university's handbook, according to the handbook that we all use, know and understand, it's participation in one's professional field. And that can mean so many different things. I think for me personally, scholarship has always meant something that will move the field forward. Something where the student body, the academic profession, and hopefully the professional field that we work with will all benefit. For much of the research that I undertake, I tend to look towards that which will help our students perform the task in the job role they're going to do in the future. And I think that's really important for me. It doesn't mean that's the only thing, doesn't mean that's the only thing that qualifies as scholarship. And in fact, the faculty handbook actually outlines that it can be scholarly papers or books, but it's creative work, it's professional meetings, it's participation in development and in workshops, in seminars, and enhancing the expertise in the clinical world. And that's really important. That's one of the things that we need to get across, and one of the things we need to understand. Scholarship means so much. Scholarship, according to the Boyer model, should never be for its own sake. It should always have a purpose and a drive behind it. And I think that's important for our students as well. They need to learn and understand that the work that we do is in benefit and in service to our profession, and they will benefit from that in the future.
Hi everyone, I'm Gwen Gray Schwartz, and I'm going to talk to you just a real quick thing about how you can describe service to your department in your self-evaluation. One of the things we look for is how you talk about the work that you do, and our committee is made up of so many different kinds of people and from so many different kinds of departments that we don't know what every department does or is like. For instance, some departments have named committees. If you work on one of those, go ahead and tell us what it is, without using acronyms, please, and tell us what is the contribution that you made to that committee. If you're chairing it, what did that entail? If you're a member of it, what did that entail? We're talking about how much time, how much energy, and what were your contributions. If your department does not have named committees, that's fine. Mine doesn't. What we want to know is, what is your department like and what are the jobs like that people do in your department? Specifically, what have you done in your department in the last year? Thank you.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Worley. I am on the Tenure Promotion and Continuation Committee currently, and I also teach here. I'm a faculty member in the Physician Assistant Studies Department. I'd like to talk a little bit about university service. So when you're writing your annual faculty evaluation and you're thinking about the year in review, be sure to elaborate on your university service. Sometimes we see just a list of different committees that people have served on, and that's not necessarily enough for us to understand exactly what that service was like for you. So tell us your role, how often and for how long your committee met, how much time was required between meetings, what kinds of contributions were you making specifically, what kind of work did your committee accomplish that year? Sort of what are you most proud of in terms of this university service that you participated in? Also, be very clear about the time that you have been serving. So if you have been elected onto a committee, but you haven't yet served on that committee, or the service is not within this evaluation year, either don't list that or list it at the very bottom so that we don't get confused about what service has taken place and what service is upcoming. We really want to know about what you did in this evaluation year. It is great if you're putting yourself out there and nominating yourself. You can certainly tell us about your attempts to get onto a committee, but also committee or university service is beyond just serving on an elected committee. So I would like to make some suggestions there to make sure that you are volunteering for opportunities that come up. Maybe there are smaller opportunities. They don't require you to be elected. You might be appointed onto some committees and you can ask your department chair about those opportunities. But also, you probably have seen lots of emails come by. You can volunteer to interview during the presidential scholarship competition. You can volunteer for lots of different faculty interviews when they have faculty search committees forming. You could volunteer to be a science fair judge or other kinds of opportunities like that that are happening here on campus. So watch for those opportunities and sign up, but then also make sure you're keeping track of those types of things that are smaller opportunities. I like to keep track of mine in my Outlook calendar. I can even color code it. And then when it comes time to write my annual review, I can provide the details like the date that I did that type of service and a little bit more detail about what I did on that committee. And lastly, those smaller volunteer opportunities are important, especially when you're new on campus, because it's going to increase your visibility and get some name recognition out there so that when you do self-nominate or when you are nominated for a committee, maybe your chances of getting elected onto that committee are higher. And remember, every time you're serving, you are representing yourself and increasing your chances of getting onto those kinds of committees. But just get yourself out there is my suggestion. And then when you're writing to us in your annual faculty evaluation, provide us with all of those details and specifics so that we can have a clear understanding and a complete understanding. Thanks so much.
Hi everyone, I'm Kevin Kern from TPCC, and I'd like to talk a little bit about service to the community. I think this category is oftentimes one of the more misunderstood categories. So let me see if I can help shed a little light on things. First of all, remember the word community can be pretty broadly defined. It could be a charity or a service organization or a religious institution, a sports team, the school that your family members attend. All those things can be considered your community. When you're talking to us about service to that community, remember we need to know how much time you spend, but also the impact that you think your service has. And finally, don't forget that your service does not necessarily need to be in your discipline. What I mean by that is you may have a PhD in chemistry, but choose to make working at a food bank part of your service. That's perfectly okay. TPCC is interested in hearing the impact you're making on your community, regardless of your discipline. Okay? Good luck.
Hi, this is Jim Toma of the TPCC. We're doing this video just because we can't meet with you in person, but we want you to be aware of when you do your faculty evaluations yearly, what to look for. This is my third time on the committee, and I really was surprised when I joined the committee this time that the key word that wasn't there before is reflection. You need to reflect on everything you do, whether that reflection deals with your teaching, whether it deals with your going to conferences and what you bring back in the way of information, presentations that you make, whatever the case may be. The reflection is a key part. So everything you do, each of the 4 parts and subparts, make sure that you either reflect a little bit or reflect a lot. But be sure that you reflect. Good luck.